Let's turn it up. Let's turn it up. Alrighty. Hopefully everyone can hear me. I'll put this back because I don't need it like super close. Alright. My phone is on the charger. So it's a little crazy. Alright. Alright. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. We made it, y'all. This week went by pretty fast. Went by really fast, actually. I know school started in certain places already. I know um, in Indianapolis, they just started school already this week. My son will be starting kindergarten in a couple weeks. And shit, honestly, about another week, really. Um, so it's moving by pretty fast, guys. I told my mom the other day, like I'm ready for Christmas. Like I was in the Christmas spirit. What was it, last week or so? Um, this year is going by fast. Years going by fast, and then of course I think we all heard about being in a recession. Technically, like we're actually in a recession, and just having like the actual data and the stats to prove that we're in a recession. But a lot of us have been hearing it floating around for a while now. But honestly, I don't feel no way about it. Um, I feel like and this book kind of talks about it too. When you keep hearing the bad stuff, that's when you actually listen. Um, but when you don't hear it, when you tune some of the stuff out, life still goes on. Bills got to be paid. You know, kids want to do stuff. Like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what we're in or what's happening with the economy, we got to make it work. Period. Um, Let me do something real quick on here. But yeah, man. All right. I'm about to add something to this real quick. All right. All right. Let's get to it really quick. We're gonna go through this really quick. It's in like a few more chapters. And then whatever. We're gonna get through it tonight. Um, we're gonna get through it tonight. All right. Chapter 15. Nothing's free. Everything has a price, but not all prices appear on labels. I thought that was interesting because ain't nothing free. Ain't nothing free. Ain't a damn thing for free. Okay. And so basically, with this chapter, the author discussed investors who play the game but don't want to pay the full. I'll be messing myself up. The author discussed investors who play the game but don't want to pay the price when their investment declines. When you invest in volatile stocks, there's a fee you have to pay, period. And hey, Ida. Um, so basically, when you try to cheat, when you try to cheat the system or cheat whatever, I thought I like made you a moderator. Okay, there you go. Cause I thought I did it last time.
I
All
think
right.
you have to do it every round.
Really?
I think so.
I don't like that.
I know. Clubhouse is so weird.
Clubhouse is honestly though, since it's still technically kind of new, I don't think they have everything ironed out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, some of that stuff I'm just like, yo, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. For real. How you doing today? You doing okay?
I'm good. I'm good. I feel good. I'm blessed. I woke up this morning, so
I know
I
that's
feel
right.
good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm all right. You know what? I'm so moody. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just like an hour ago, I was cool, up washing the dishes. And I sat down. I just started getting like real, not down, but like melancholy. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what is going on? I don't even know why. But I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm good.
It happens, though. I
It
mean,
does
sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. It is, what it is.
for sure, for sure. So yeah, so I'm good though. Like I can't complain. Ain't nothing to complain about, and I'm here. I'm
I
here.
agree. Same.
Yes, yes. So, I know you already read this book already, but did you have like anything that kind of stood out to you for like these last chapters? Um,
Um, I mean, 'cause you know how I am with my memory. It's terrible.
Girl, who you telling? This thing ain't oil like it used to be. You know. Okay, there you go.
Let me see.
Yeah. Like I said, I just did chapter 15. Nothing's free.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And like ain't nothing for free. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay to play. And then obviously with the author, he was talking about investments and stocks. So basically, just saying like how a lot of investors they try to cheat or like kind of go around different loopholes so they don't have to pay certain prices on stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, it's gonna catch up to you eventually. So just go ahead and pay it, or just I guess do better. I don't know, but I feel like towards the end of just the whole book, it kind of got more into stocks than I would have liked.
Okay.
Um, I mean, it was always about stocks, but it was like really like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is just about stocks. So I ain't really in that game just yet. So I have to just take it for what I could. Take it for what I could. But yeah, yeah.
I guess like stocks for me is the very I guess plug and play. Like Acorn and stuff like that. I do that, but I
Mm-hmm.
have to admit I need to learn more to really um be into stocks like for real.
For sure, me too. Because I was when I got on here because I'm on YouTube too, but I was just saying like
Oh, okay.
technically we're like now we're finally in a recession. Like they have the data and the stats to kind of prove that
Mm-hmm.
we're in a recession, and I'm just like, regardless of what's going on and the stock market and all this, we still got to come out here and do what we got to do every day. Like it ain't even gonna matter. Like we just gotta provide. For real. Like the more that you watch the stuff, the more that fear and sinks in. Just like even with the pandemic just recently. Like the more you listen to
True.
it, the more you
And it's not
know.
really over. That's the thing.
I
It
know.
feels perpetual at this point.
Mm-hmm. So I can't even like feed into that whole scare tactics that they got going
Mm-hmm.
on, and it don't matter. I mean, you just got to keep it moving. Period. Period. You got to provide for your
I
family.
agree. I
You know what
agree.
I'm saying? So, yeah.
I mean, that's what it comes down to anyway. But one of the things that he said that was interesting when I said one of the things I read that was interesting to me is and then I really still got to think about this, right? He
Okay.
was talking about the financial optimist, and I think I was trying to
Mm-hmm.
flip through here while you was talking, and I can't find it to say it
I think it's
exactly. So please
17.
correct.
Yep. No, you good. Optimism and pessimism. Yep, that's 17. But it does have.
17. Okay.
Yep, it got a lot to do with
Okay.
that. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry
Yeah.
because you just finished. You finished 15. You said
Yeah. No, we can go ahead and jump.
okay.
Now that. Oh, yeah, we can go ahead and jump for sure.
Okay. Because I didn't want to get too far off of your agenda.
No, well, I guess that's the thing. So when I initially started, and ain't nobody talking back, I go in order. But when it's like,
Mm-hmm.
somebody kind of, throw ideas and stuff off of, we can just go wherever. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
I think, if I remember, so this was interesting to me because I think he said being pessimistic is being helpful or being realistic or something he was saying, and he was saying like optimism is like a sales pitch, but I guess he was saying, so I was trying to wrap my head around this, right?
Me too.
And I was saying, well, maybe he's trying to express that people, when it comes to finances, because he did say that most people feel pessimistic, but I guess he was saying that one doesn't have to be pessimistic if one learns and understands how finances really work.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting because I've never considered my. Oh, go ahead, Ashley.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm just agreeing with you.
So I know there's a lot for me, and we talked about that the last couple of meetings. Like, we have to we really being conscious about educating ourselves, being more responsible, and teaching our children. So starting a new legacy with money. But even so, I don't think that I was pessimistic about it. I think that perhaps I was more just cautious because like we were saying, like, okay, we were told, you pay your bills, you save something, go out and spend it.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was more practical than pessimistic. And I do admit that I never too much thought about money as being any, like, that never came in my radar, like being optimistic when it comes to money. So I was interested in what did you think about that chapter?
So I had to kind of stop and pause too when I read it because he does give like how people actually view the actual word of optimism as opposed to what it actually is. But I think what he was saying is like when it comes to world events, basically, again, the pandemic, when you talk about the sad stuff and the doubt and hey, your money will disappear. It's a recession. You invest in stocks. Look at this new stock. Cause I think he was kind of referring to that. Like it just gets more attention because not that it creates doubt. It's more of a, I guess it is some type of fear mongering and that you want to kind of just kind of pay attention to it. You want to put your ear to it just to kind of see what's going on, what's update, things like that. But it is true though. Like that stuff gets way more attention than, hey, that stock that you just invested in, it's gonna do great. It's like, okay, like, yeah, that's awesome, but what about it? Or hey, this monkeypox is gonna clear up. Okay. Awesome. No, when you hear those warning sounds and everything kind of goes off in your head and it gets the most reaction. And it's unfortunate that we as humans, react to that stuff, but it is. Even for instance, on social media, you can have a really uplifting post, you'll get some, some likes and stuff like that. But if it's some drama, celebrity news, a million views, you know what I'm saying? You gotta you see what I'm saying? You got a million views, you got 1,000 some likes. What? Why are we like this? Why are we attracted to that? But yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, so when he said it, I'm like, oh, you got something? I'm like, he actually be talking about stuff that, we don't really kind of pay attention to. When we don't pay attention to. But what you were saying too, like what we talked about, creating generational wealth. Oh, I know it ain't just slipped my mind that fast. Don't do it. Okay, I wasn't pessimistic either. But it was just more of let me make sure I know what I'm doing before I get this off to my son.
Right.
Because like, people there try to sell you stuff. They're like, oh, well, I went through this, so you don't have to go through it. That's a lie. you like you can literally hold my hand. You can be there with me as a mentor or coach, and something can still go wrong. Like I still got to experience this for myself, and it's going to happen for him too because again, he don't know. But I understand what they're saying. Like, oh, if you grow up in it, then okay, I understand a little bit more. But you still got to go through it regardless.
Right.
Regardless.
Right.
So yeah, I
Yeah,
want to make
that's perfect.
sure I know what I'm doing. Like with the trust, everything sound good, but for me, it's still a few dots that's missed. Like I can't connect all the pieces just yet. Even though I notarize everything, it's still a few things I'm still not certain on. And yeah. I feel you. I feel you. We just want to be a little bit more cautious because it is money. And our
Right.
relation oh, that's what I was saying. Our relationships with the money sometimes do go deep. Sometimes people don't even have a relationship with money. They don't even know how they view money until they dig deep. Sometimes you gotta do therapy on money. Like, who would have thought?
Oh, absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just quite interesting. Like I said, he really talk about psychology of money. Like he not I mean, it's a really good book for a reason, so I get it for sure. Um, yeah. So, but you know what? Chapter 16, he said,
Mm-hmm.
beware taking financial cues from people playing a different game than you are. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when I seen the title, I didn't even want to read the chapter because I'm like, you about to talk on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? But because instantly when I seen it, I'm just like, for us in our community, we're entrepreneurs. We're the first ones in our families doing something different route. You may have naysayers or people who think they know what they talking about, but they don't really know what they talking about. um that's where I was kind of going with this,
Okay.
but obviously I think he went a little bit like on another path with this one. um what did he say? So basically, again, using stocks and investing, he was just saying some people use different strategies because they have different goals. Some people have long term goals, some have short term, some have a year goals. So it really just depends on who you're asking for advice when when it's talking about investing. But it is true though, because every business is not the same. Um,
True.
Again, different goals. Like, I want to be a mobile notary just to kind of push me in real estate, but I don't want to be this forever. Whereas I'm like, well, I want to be a notary forever. So,
Okay.
um, but that's just an example. But, it definitely, again, kind of sparks some interest, like, okay, that is true. Um, But again, going back to like chapter one, he said not everybody is crazy. We have different experiences.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Um, and so we see things differently. It ain't nothing wrong with asking for advice about certain things, but you can't take everything that you hear and run with it, basically. So, I gotta say he was definitely talking,
So
girl.
what I got from that,
Mm-hmm.
because one of the things he said, and this was I'm like you, like the first half of the book that we read, I'm like, okay, and it was like, oh, aha, and stuff like that. But these chapters really I was really thinking,
Yeah.
and I won't say I disagree, but it was like, that sounds counterintuitive because, like okay, one of the things he said is beware of taking financial cues from people, like you said, playing a different game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and then if I remember correctly, he was saying like you should seek out advice from people about in the same financial not situation, for lack of a better word, that's all I can think of right now, situation.
Right.
But one of the things I've always been taught was that you see people you see people from all parts, like where you at now, and then you see people where you want to be, and you study
Mm-hmm.
them, and you learn from them. but it seems like he was saying the opposite. And although I got what he was saying, like, okay, um, you you still gotta think for yourself and learn for yourself, but then it was like he was saying, okay, but make sure that you be realistic. And maybe it's just because I was reading too literally, because then it did seem like he wrapped it up like, okay, look, you need to understand exactly who you are with money, like you were saying. Like,
right.
You need to understand your financial identity. But then, how do I know my financial identity if I've been doing things a certain way? To me, finding homogeneous examples is not going to help me grow and not going to help me think. But I think ultimately he was saying, okay, just know who you are and pay attention, and just be aware that different people, even if they seem like you in the same financial bubble, they might have different goals, and some of them could be nefarious. And I guess that's just good advice, even outside of money. That's just good advice in general, right? Like life advice. So I'm telling you, girl, like these last few chapters, I'm just like,
let's get these over with real quick, because they are a little like hypocritical of each other when you kind of compare them and stuff. Especially too, and when you read his chapter on like his financial advice, I'm like, that's it. I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's totally different than what you would expect, especially someone who was investing in the stocks and stuff. His life is like, well, I save for rainy days, basically. He was like, just save just to save. Ain't gotta be no specific goal, but you just save. He got 529 accounts for his kids. I'm like, okay, and their house paid off. It's like kind of basic. After you read this whole book, I'm just like, okay, I'm kind of doing most of that too myself. Like, I thought you was about to be like, hey, we doing this, we got our stuff here, da da da. He like invests in some Vanguard accounts, some index funds. I was like, you kind of threw me off.
Right. Okay, so it just wasn't me.
No, it definitely changed, because like, again, the first half was just flowing, one chapter to another, easy read. But like you say, once it started getting like towards the end, I'm like, let me just hurry up and finish this off, and we can get on to the next one. No, I definitely seen that. Right, because what he say, chapter 18.
Went over 17.
Yeah, okay. 18. When you'll believe anything, appealing fictions and why stories are more powerful than statistics. Child, I got one line. You hear me? I said you believe anything when you need something to desperately work. That's all I got. That's all I got from it. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with nobody. And that was it. For
you know what? I agree. At this point, I was like, he just really giving out life advice.
Yeah.
Because I learned that, just by dating, and even with my ex-husband, like, I see whatever it is I want to see. Like, if I made my mind up, I want to feel like, even if it's against my best interest, like he's out doing something that I ain't gonna like, I will find ways to make that shape the reality. So yeah, it was just more like life advice when it got to this point.
Basically, that's why when I see 19, I said, thank God, because basically 19 was literally a recap of the entire book, chapter by chapter. I say, is we about to do this right now? But kind of going off path, I think with authors, when they have like a book contract or a book deal, they have to have so many pages and so many chapters. So I kind of think he was like, all right, I'm done, but let me just put some fluff into it.
Yeah, I need to make my page count.
Like we in college again. I don't like that. I don't like doing that. So basically, again, like I said, chapter 20, that was it. Thoughts from him. basically find out what works for you and your family. So,
Uh-huh.
again, making sure our kids are straight, the college accounts. I got something going on with my son too. It's an app called UNES, and I can invest for him every
Oh, okay.
month. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool.
And then too, I can receive gifts, monetary gifts from like family members and friends to contribute to him as well, like
Oh, okay.
birthdays and Christmas and stuff like that. So, um, I don't want to see that. My bad. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And basically, the author says his biggest goal is having independence, waking up and want to do whatever him and his family want to do. And I feel like that's most of everybody's goal at this point. Waking up,
So true.
you're happy, you're joyful because you have the flexibility to say, you know what, I can work on this for 2 hours and be done for the day and go spend time with my family or just go travel or whatever the case is. So
Uh-huh.
of course, of course, of course. Um,
I agree with that because my biggest goal, I
mm-hmm.
say, is above everything else being my family being healthy. It's just to
Yes.
own my own time. I'm not at the point where I own my own time. I still got to give my time to my 9 to 5 and
Mm-hmm.
other stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And two, what's crazy? I was on another notary room right before this, and one of the ladies was
Uh-huh.
like, she got a lot of a lot of things going on, and she was like, but she loves doing what she do. You know what I'm saying? Like
That
she
makes a
never
difference.
yeah, and that's the thing too. She was like, I love everything that I do. She worked in the school system. She got mobile notary. She used to be a bartender. Like, she had some other stuff going on, and she was like, she was never the type of person who, what did she say? Who just stayed at a job where she didn't like. And so
Okay.
I don't even
That's
think it
good.
came down to having money. It was just like, I'm not going to sit here and do this because I feel like I have to type of
Right.
thing. So it was, I guess too, it's all about, rewiring your mind frame, your mindset, and like,
Very true.
look, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And so yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting too, because you don't really hear about that too often. Like, oh,
Mm-mm.
I love my 9 to 5. I love my side business. Da, da, da. She said she helped her boyfriend out with his business and everything. So
Oh wow.
I
That's
know.
amazing.
Exactly. And just kind of have that, again, that mindset and just that passion just to kind of keep going. I'm like, that's what's up. I wish I had it. Cause
Yeah, I'm not quite there yet, but that is
mm-mm,
so inspiring to hear that.
it is. Yeah. And when I heard, I was like, that's what's up. Like, you know, I feel like with my family situation, a lot of other things play into that. I can't get up and make a
Mm-hmm.
move, and I'm not trying to compare, and I hate to sound like I'm comparing, but everything is different
Well,
for
I get where you're
everybody.
coming from.
So, but one day, oh, one day. And then the last two. So basically, live below your means. I mean, I feel like we need to be doing that regardless, whether it's recession or not.
Right.
Um, but again, with everything going up, it's kind of hard to do, especially like with the rent and stuff. That's kind of different, but you try to do the best you can, and then not keeping up with the Joneses. Now, this ain't ever been nothing for me because even growing up, when we had money, I was a tomboy, so I ain't want to have all this and that. And then when we ain't have it, we just ain't have it. So it is what
Right.
it is. You make do. So that was not ever something that I cared for or even thought about trying to do. All right, because I hate that and I don't understand it. So yeah, man, yeah, that's really it. That's really it. That's what I got out of it, and we're done. We are done with the psychology of money. Hi, Miss Pamela, how you doing? Yes, we kind of just finished up the book. Um, we just finished saying that the last chapters of this book was a little different from the beginning as far as the flow and you know stuff like that, but it was still a good read. I would still recommend it. He touched on a lot of different things, and it was good. It was good. So yes, Ida.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The first half was very informative. It really made me think about how there's real psychology in money and some of the habits that come naturally to me. It's all part of my makeup and psychology. Definitely recommend reading it because I think it'll give a different perspective no matter where you are in your financial journey. The last half was a little rough, but
Hmm.
still a good read. Still a good read.
Awesome. Yes, 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 it was. So I'm thinking we'd start Atomic Habits for next month.
Okay, is
I,
that on your link tree?
nope, it will be though. It
Oh,
will be,
okay,
yeah.
good. Because I try to remember it, but I won't.
It's okay. And look, and I gotta do better with Instagram. Like I didn't post anything for the month of July. So I just gotta do better with that. But I keep
Same.
seeing Atomic Habits floating around and I didn't have it at the library last time. So I'm gonna pick it up and we're gonna start getting into that next week.
Okay.
And yeah, try to start. Hopefully that's a really good read too. Again, I heard good things about it. So it's all good. Oh yeah.
Is
Hey.
it okay to I know you closed the room, let Miss Pamela up so she has
Yeah.
something to say.
For sure, I just did. It alerted me.
Okay.
Now, Miss Pamela, if you didn't raise your hand, then I understand. But I ain't really used to Clubhouse like that. So you don't have to come up if you don't want to. That's fine. But yeah. Can we talk about our wins this week? Did you have any wins this week?
Um, hello ladies.
Hey, how you doing,
Hi
Miss
Pamela.
Pamela?
How are you? I'm doing well. How are you guys?
We're good.
I'm blessed. I woke up this morning, so I'm good.
We are
Amen.
here. Yes, yes. How are you doing on today?
I'm doing well.
Good, good. So, have you read The Psychology of Money or no?
No, I haven't read it. I just noticed the name of your club, the Business Book Club, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Let me just hop in. So,
Oh, for sure. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you.
yes, thanks for coming. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
yeah. So Clubhouse, I just kind of got on Clubhouse what mid July or whatever, I think. So I'm trying to get the hang of it and continue to invite people and try to see what happens. I'm also on YouTube as well. I record this is on there, so I'm just trying to build up a buzz and really create something because these conversations are needed. A lot of us are starting businesses more than ever now, and we definitely need to kind of get into the game because we are very late to it. So that's really why I created this to really help us out on our journey. So thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you. And Pamela, we meet here on Clubhouse 8:30 Central Standard Time every week. And Ashley has a book, and we read so many chapters, and then we discuss it. So please come back. I sure will. I sure will.
Yes. Well, I don't want to be, all along you like that. But do you have a business or anything, or a side hustle, or anything you got going on that you want to share with us?
Yes. So I'm Pamela Nita Mary Davis. I live in St. Louis, Missouri.
All right.
I'm a speaker, HR professional. Oh, who's from St. Louis?
Well, not me. My friend. She's like my sister. She's from St. Louis.
Awesome. So I'm a servant leader, a speaker, HR professional, a career consultant, and founder and CEO of a beautiful and mission-centered organization called Queen of Resilience. It's a nonprofit right here in St. Louis, Missouri. And our mission is to teach individuals how to be resilient in every area of their life by increasing mental health awareness, mentorship, and professional development. So we believe in going into
the colleges and the high schools with our Meet the Queen and King Empowerment Program. We also have QOR Conversations for Adults, and we talk about grief. We talk about, of course, the George Floyd murder when it happened. And we talk about mental health, everything mental health, and that's pretty much an overall view of QOR. If you want to check us out, just go on our website at www.qornow.com.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that. I just followed you
Yeah, that's
too.
amazing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Of course. Of course. We need that. We definitely need that. I used to volunteer in the high schools and stuff too. So anytime, well, my education is background as well, but anytime, I hear high school or just trying to, inform them in any type of way, I'm all for it. So that's what's up. Awesome. Awesome. Yes. Well, I'm a notary by trade and I have a couple other businesses, but we're going to focus on just my Evansville notary business. I'm going on 2 years in business as well. Not as well, but 2 years is in business, and I'm just trying to start up some other streams of income for this business. And Ida, you want to tell her about your businesses?
Yeah, so like Ashley, and I met Ashley here on Clubhouse because we both notaries. I'm in Illinois, so I'm a notary, and I also help entrepreneurs, advocates, artists with media kits, media training, press release copy. I can also prepare a person to be able to pitch, and then I also self-publish Q, and that's QUEUE magazine, and it's a magazine for creative professionals because it seems like people with phenomenal stories like yourself, Pamela, Ashley, that's doing phenomenal things. Sometimes we don't have access to the mainstream media as readily as others with more resources. So that's what Q Magazine does, one story at a time. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's what I'm talking about, ladies. That's what I'm talking about. And honestly,
I do media kits as well too, Ida.
Okay, Pamela. We let's talk. Let's talk.
see,
Let's talk. Let's
look
see.
at that.
Let's
You know
see.
what?
Let's work together.
That's what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
ma'am. I
That's what I'm
did
talking
one for a friend and ended up starting to do some for. I did one for a friend and ended up doing one for myself, and then start doing it for other people. So
Yeah, let's see. Maybe we can collaborate, or maybe you might need to bounce some ideas off, or whatever. I'm here to support
sure.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I'm talking
And do you
about.
have a P? Do you have a PY background, Ida?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't. So my background mainly is communications, marketing, and public relations. And my undergrad degree is in English and communication, and then I'm a techie. So my master's degree is in information and performance technology.
Awesome.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. And that's one thing I'm starting to like about Clubhouse. It doesn't matter like how many followers you have or nothing like that. People are still out here networking with each other, collaborating on things, and really just doing a really good job. So I appreciate this. This is good tonight. I appreciate the um new connection. Appreciate that. That's what's up, y'all.
Yes, indeed.
I
Yes.
agree.
Yes. And I think too another thing that kind of throws people off with like smaller rooms is that they don't want to speak. And that's fine too. I have no problem with it. But I feel like it makes it even more intimate. It makes it a little bit better. Because when I first started, we were on Zoom. It was what, three of us, Ida? We was on that thing talking. You hear me?
It was me and you for a while until your sister-in-law. I think she was at work and she got off of work and joined us.
Yeah, my God,
But it
sister.
was still good. It was really good.
Yeah, yeah. So I really enjoy these rooms. I enjoy it. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. All right. Well, make sure we all following each other. And again, let's look up, see if we can help each other out in any way possible. And yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you, Ashley, as always. Miss Pamela, we were following each other already, I think. So it's good to see you again. Yeah, because I went to follow you and I was already following you. So
I think I did the same thing.
That's what's up. Look at that. That's what's up.
so good we got to talk, have a conversation, and I'll be staying in touch, Ashley. I'll be in touch with you, Miss
Always.
Pamela, and come back and join us next week.
I sure will. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Y'all have a good night. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm sorry. Peace, YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe and stop playing.